Hi, I'm Tim Langston with Red Dog Bushcraft. Thanks for joining me again for another cooking video. Today we're going to cook some beans over the campfire. I'm going to use a new cast iron pot that I just bought, never used it before. We'll try that out. So stick with me, I'll show you the ingredients, and I'll see if I can't get some of this on video before it gets too dark. Stay with me. Okay, today we're going to be cooking in this new cast iron pot. This is actually a Dutch oven, and this is the size number 8. So we'll be setting that right down with some coals underneath. I doubt if we'll use coals on top, but we'll see. One of the first ingredients, this is some pork belly. I got this at a little country market up in the mountains this past weekend. And here I began soaking some kidney beans. And I put those on in a little pot with some water first thing this morning, so they've been soaking all day. That's supposed to speed up the cooking time. This is just some water because I'll pour this water out and add fresh water to my pot when I start to cook the beans. Also going to add some salt, some pepper, and probably garlic powder to taste. And I'll also cut up a fresh potato and put in maybe the last 30-40 minutes or so of the cooking time. I'll show you the cooking results as we go. Daylight is fleeting from me fast, so we'll see how much we can get on video. Okay, as you can see, those small pieces of that pork belly that I cut up has browned up, and it has rendered out some of the oil, or lard actually. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the beans. Now, when I started off, this was a half of a 1 pound bag of beans, and now I have about 2/3 after soaking of this coffee can. So I'm just going to dump those in there. Make sure I get them all in, and then I'm going to grab my water and cover. I'll grab my water here and just cover those beans. Okay, that's nice and covered. And now I'm going to put the lid on it and just let them sit there and cook, and I'll keep an eye on them every once in a while. Now I know what some people are going to say, hey, I normally add my meat after the beans have cooked for a little while. And that's true, especially if I'm using ham or a piece of ham shank or something like that. But I'm not. What I'm using is a piece of pork belly, and I wanted to cook that up first, because if you don't, you get these gooey pieces. I like the pork belly skin a little bit crisp, and after it soaks and after it cooks so long, that crispness is going to go away. Crispness. Boy, that's hard to say. Of course, I have trouble talking anyway. But if I don't cook it in advance, it'll get real chewy. I like it better like this. Alright, let's give things a little check. See how we're doing. Any adjustments? Oh my goodness, look at that. They're not just simmering, that is a rolling boil. But that's alright, especially to begin with. That lid back on there good. Put that back off to the side. Oh, our coffee's boiling. Time to make a little coffee here. Put my little bottle mover in there and pour myself a cup of coffee. I'll check back with you in a little while and see if I can come up with a little oven, maybe cook some biscuits. Okay, here's my attempt at baking over the campfire. All I did was I set up a tripod, and I took the chain off the front of my trailer and hooked it through a couple of carabiners, and I've got a coffee can hanging there that's got a bale on it. I went and I picked me up some gravel. I'm going to put that right in the bottom. The idea is that'll keep my smaller coffee can off of the bottom and keep it from burning. And in here I just took my biscuit dough and put it in the bottom of a greased, the smaller size coffee can. And I'm going to set that right inside, and then I'm going to just put a piece of tin foil over top of it, because I don't have a lid for it yet. I just wanted to try this. I've never used an oven up off of the coals like this. I don't know exactly how I'm going to control the temperature. I'm just going to have to watch it. Anyway, we'll give it a try. Let's check the beans while we're here. Grab my handle here. Now I have added water to this once. It was just about dry. So you do have to check it probably every 20 minutes or so if you're at a steady boil like I am. This is cooking a little bit higher temperature than what most people do their beans, but like I said, this is all an experiment. We'll see how it turns out. Alright, I don't know how good you're going to be able to see this, but there are the beans. They're just about done. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the onions and potatoes. And that is 1 large baking potato. And the onion is about the size, maybe a baseball. About the size of a baseball. I'm just going to stir that in there. Try to get some of them potatoes down. And that takes our pot to about 2/3 full. And now when that's done, I'll take it inside and I'll show you what the end product looks like. Okay, I think we should be getting close to being done. I'm going to take a quick look here. Try to put the light on there so you can see. Okay, that's looking pretty good. As a matter of fact, it's starting to stick in there a little bit, so that's a good sign that we're done. So we're going to stop there. And let's check the bread right quick. I think we're going to call that a success right there. Alright, that's it. We're going to take this in the house and I'll give you another look because I'm not too sure how this is going to turn out. Okay, now that we're back in the house, here's the final product. The beans, potatoes, onion with a little bit of that country pork belly meat. And there is the bread. We'll get it plated up, see how it looks in the final display. Okay, so here's the final product, all plated up, and you can see the bread turned out great. I'm very happy with that. And Hunter, what do you think about it, buddy? Try that bread. How's that?
Good and buttery. Okay,
how about that the beans and potatoes and onions and that pork? Hunter is our picky eater in the family. If he enjoys it, it should be delicious for all of us. Not one of your favorites?
No.
How about you, dear?
We'll see. Hot.
Don't cough with your mouth full.
Tastes good.
All right. Well, there's the verdict. Wife wins. Tastes good. Thanks for joining me once again. This has been Tim Lanks for Red Dog Bushcraft. God bless. Hey, you thought I was gone, didn't you? Well, not quite. I just wanted to show you how you can tell if your dinner is really good or not. When they take the bread and they wipe the bowl out and there's still a little bit left in the pot, you know it was a good dinner. Take care, guys. I hope you enjoyed this recipe.